Hello, I'm Patrick Magee, sports writer for the Sun Herald.
I'm Patrick Ochs, sports writer of the Sun Herald, Sports Guys, Week 11.
We're here to talk about Friday night's big games. I'll be talking about Bayhigh, Moss Point, and Pascagoula, Picayune.
And I'll kick things off talking about Harrison Central, D'Iberville, and then our game of the week, Ocean Springs, Gulfport. Two really big games for the 6A region down here. These all four teams, really the whole region, has kind of been muscling back and forth. You got teams with Harrison Central and D'Iberville, both 3-2. Essentially a must-win game for them this week. They're deadlocked with St. Martin after last week's loss at Ocean Springs, and with only the top four teams getting in, they have to win this week. For D'Iberville to come out on top, they're going to have to cut down the turnovers. Last week, they turned it over 6 times, 3 interceptions, 3 fumbles against a good Gulfport team, and you just can't do that and win. Then you got Harrison Central, who's kind of been up and down all year. It seems like once the region play started, kind of found their stride. They have a stable of running backs, kind of rotate them through, keep them fresh, which seems to work. I expect a pretty close game this week, and I'd give D'Iberville maybe a slight edge with Jaquel Green, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Harrison Central comes out on top. Then you got our game of the week. To me, these teams are almost identical. You have both teams that have good quarterback play, strong running backs. You got Ocean Springs with Matthew Pleasant, who really helped them beat St. Martin last week with a couple really big runs. You look at Gulfport, they have Deion Cole. He had 2 picks last week, rushed for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's been doing a little bit of everything. Then both teams also have a go-to receiver, Alton Connerly for Gulfport, Austin Williams for Ocean Springs. And then on defense, both teams force turnovers. They pluck the ball out of the air if it's up there too long. Their secondaries are really strong. They have good special teams play. I mean, Brad Wall won the game with a 45-yard kick last week against St. Martin. This is almost a pick-em to me. It seems like I change my mind every day who I think is going to win. At the end, I think maybe home field advantage helps out a little bit. I think Gulfport comes out on top, maybe by a field goal.
As far as Pascagoula, Picayune, you have 2 teams coming off of losses. Picayune took which was the big stunner last week, losing Long Beach in overtime. Pascagoula lost 17-7 at PRC. PRC looks really good right now, so I don't really think that hurts Pascagoula a whole lot. I think both Pascagoula and Picayune are in pretty good shape for the postseason right now. Pascagoula, I give them a little bit of an edge here because Picayune's banged up. Josh Little's had to sit out. That contributed a little bit to last week's performance. I see Pascagoula winning this one by maybe 10 points. It'll be interesting to see how Picayune responds, though, after really getting surprised. But Dodley always seems to have the guys ready. I still think Pascagoula wins that one. Moss Point Bayhigh has a lot of implications in terms of postseason. I think Moss Point's playing a little bit better at this point of the year. Bayhigh is certainly capable of winning this game at Moss Point, but right now you look at it as far as postseason goes. Moss Point, if they win, they're in as long as Van Cleve doesn't upset East Central. Bayhigh, they're in as the 4th seed if they win this game. So it's still a lot of things to kind of play out Friday night, but that's the most simplified way I can say it. But I see Moss Point probably winning this game by a couple of touchdowns. We appreciate you watching this week, and we'll see you at the stadiums Friday night.